I suppose we should. That's a good start. All this bacon is necessary. I love the fact. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. And we're on. Well, good morning, everybody. Well, I guess like mid-afternoon. It's 2:30 over here at Pittsburgh. This is Green Giant with my best buddy,
Jack Lumber.
Boom. And we have some guests on the show today.
We have our good friends, Paul Dalaba and John Binkney. Mm-hmm. They have selected the radio personalities Jack the Ripped
Boom.
and Jefferson Stillflex.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome manly names.
He's been flexing for a long time. He's still flex. Like, we're talking years of flexation.
Yes. Mm. Anyway, these guys are going to be helping us out a little bit with some future content. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, it's going to be great.
Good times, good times. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Let's starting off today's man panel with some manly news. We have a pretty interesting story over here, actually. Believe it or not, remember last week we talked about the asteroid landing. You know how NASA managed to get a robot, a spacecraft, onto an asteroid, right?
Check that. It was Europe. But
excuse me.
Anyway.
Was it Europe?
Comet.
Was it as a comet?
Wow.
See, look at that. I just got corrected twice. It's okay. You know, that's what they're here for, making me look like a fool. Thanks, guys. Anyway, so Europe, apparently, which has managed to do something cool in the past 10 years, has managed to get something on a comet.
How did they do that? They've never done anything cool.
With
ever.
NASA's help is how they did it.
That's probably how they
They
did
started
it.
in America.
They started America. That is correct, Jack the Ripped.
They
did start
You know
America.
what? Fair enough. So Europe actually put a machine on a comet, right? And so that's pretty awesome. So NASA's going to one-up them. And in the next 10 years, NASA is looking to put people onto asteroids.
Yes.
Right?
Someone asked me earlier what the heck the point of that would be. Might have been you, Jack.
Yep.
But I guess there's plenty of stuff up there that we want, so it could be mining the asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be hearing a bunch of hippies complaining about that in the next few years.
Seriously.
But in any case, they are planning on doing that. This is probably the beginning of mining asteroids, and they want to be putting people on Mars in another 10 years after that.
Right. I know Elon Musk has been working on some really cool stuff regarding that.
And in fact, they are actually launching the test. Mm-hmm. The test of that vehicle that is supposed to take people to asteroids very soon, from what I've read.
Pretty cool. I don't know about you, but I seriously would love to get like the title Asteroid Miner. Like,
that would be pretty cool.
You know what I mean? I'm taking my space drill up to my space asteroid and mining for space stuff.
Space stuff that we can bring back and make it Earth stuff.
Exactly.
Anyway, Jefferson wanted to say something.
Yeah, I looked it up earlier while you were talking about that, and it's an estimated $1.2 trillion worth of metals and different materials in the average asteroid in the asteroid belt. So
Good Lord.
That's why we're doing it.
That's why we're doing it. It's all about the money. Those evil capitalists.
That is good Lord. That is like trillion. That's 0.000000000. I like, and then
And
some.
another one.
We only
Yeah.
had to bring 17 down, and then we got the U.S. debt covered.
Right.
17 asteroids and that's it.
Boom.
No wonder they're going
No
up
more
there.
Speaking
debt.
of America, I do like how this is kind of a return of the Cold War duel that we had going between us and Russia. Russia was the first one to put something in space, and the first ones to get up there, and they thought that was theirs, but no. We came up, one-upped them, we sent our men up there, and then we were the first ones to the moon. Mm-hmm. Boom. So Europe was the first one to send something to an asteroid, or a comet, in this case, and we're going to one-up them right away.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, man.
America.
That's what America does. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, for the rest of you guys out there in the world, we're sorry. Not really, though, because we're better. So anyway,
On to other news.
This Dutch man built a roller coaster. It wouldn't seem like such an interesting thing, except he built it through his house.
Through his house.
And it was like he gave a tour, and they had like speaking, some sound things like speaking about his house as he was giving them a tour of the house on a roller coaster to prospective buyers.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, our friend Jefferson Stillflex here is the master at YouTube. We're a little bit older than he is. We don't know. We don't know this kind of stuff. He's going to be helping us with editing and various other things like that. He also suggested we put in links.
Boom.
So
Links.
we're gonna put links to all these things at the bottom of the video.
Should be able to read up on it and know more than we do now. But what we do know is that a man built a roller coaster through his house I mean, I'm not sure how big
manly.
this thing is, but it looks like that would be pretty awesome. I mean, I would love to be a prospective buyer and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to check out a house today. I'm also going to be entertained because I'm going to be going on a roller coaster through a house.
Jefferson, you're the one that brought this. I believe you said that this is to sell his house?
Yeah, it's a Dutch real estate company that likes to do quote unquote innovative house showings, and this is their latest one. I'm sure if I do a little bit more research, and I'll put it in the description if I can, they might have other videos of other stuff like this, but this is their latest one. I saw it on Facebook this morning, actually.
Awesome.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, does this add to the value of the house? Would you want a roller coaster going through your home? Like, I'm going to buy this house and the roller coaster that goes through it.
I don't know. I feel like I would probably leave it in there just because I'm lazy and I'd take a long time to do things.
Remember that.
Which I should probably work on at some point in my life. But yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be there for good. But you know what? If I can take the roller coaster or take the stairs, I'm going to take the roller coaster.
I would, yeah.
I think about how helpful that would be with all the chores around the house. Like, you need to take the garbage out, you just ride the roller coaster out.
Absolutely.
When my wife and I were moving into our new house, I was wishing that I had some sort of rail system to send my boxes from my van to my front door. It would have been perfect.
Moving in would be amazing.
Anyway.
And so would be moving out. It'd be, wow. And on to other news. Turns out, where is this located? Where was the...
In the UK.
Oh, the UK. Other cool thing.
Again.
All right, I was going to
Cool
say,
things
Europe's
they're
up
doing, I
again.
guess.
They're putting lasers on trains. So they have these these train-mounted lasers that are going to be used to clear railroad tracks, like as the train is going down them. So, what the heck? Like, really? That's amazing. I mean, there are so many possibilities for what this could be used for. So many.
Yeah, the idea is to clear leaves because they could use sand or water, but that only displaces the leaves for a little bit.
Exactly.
The lasers pulverize them, and there's nothing left but a fine powder that, as the article says, actually helps the train tracks.
Could you say that one more time? Could you say pulverize?
They pulverize the leaves.
Pow! Pulverize.
You guys remember one of my favorite quotes from the Phantom Menace? Not a very good movie overall,
True.
but when
Sadly.
the two Jedi come in and they're talking to Jar Jar and they're like, Obi-Wan says something along the lines like, if they find us, they will catch us, grind us into tiny pieces, and blast us into oblivion. And I always think of that as being like a good pulverizing.
Pretty
Anyway,
much describes what would happen.
yeah.
I really think that this is something dreamt up by someone that's been reading too many James Bond books. I really can just picture the next James Bond. The evil villain gets stuck on a train tracks, only to get sliced in half by a train that just happens to be driving by that has lasers mounted on it.
That does sound like something that a James Bond villain would meet his end by.
Evil moment, yeah.
Yes.
All right, can we just go on like a brief tangent about the Star Wars stuff real quick? I mean, this isn't a movie review per se, right? But I mean, we have the first initial three, like 4, 5, and 6, right? That were amazing. Good stories. Now we've moved forward a little bit. They tried to create the Clone Wars saga with the episodes 1, 2, and 3, which, as Christian mentioned, they did okay. Now we have the 7th one. We saw the trailer recently for the 7th Star Wars, right? I mean, what do you guys think about that one? It's pretty awesome.
I'm excited for it, but I don't know if it's just overhyped.
Right.
This is my childhood all balled up into a little thing of I grew up watching episodes 4 through 6, building my own lightsabers as a kid.
Yes.
Like, I mean, come on, we're guys. We all did it. And then I see this trailer, and I'm just kind of like, meh. I'm not. I don't know. Someone said they're just hyping it up, and they're saving better trailers for later. I hope so. That's smart from a business perspective. That's also smart to keep its loyal fans that were brutally hurt by the last 3 as a consolation prize.
Right.
Yes, my cousin does not feel like anything else should be done with Star Wars, but she is excited the fact that George Lucas is no longer involved because she was heartbroken at the 1 through 3.
Right.
In any case. Your thoughts, Jefferson?
I have not yet seen the trailer. I've only seen screenshots. I've only seen that one famous screenshot of like the hilted lightsaber, and I don't really get the big I'm on Reddit a lot, so I see a lot of controversy over this for some reason. Like there's,
Everything is controversial nowadays.
Everything. Yeah.
but you guys were mentioning the prequels being so bad. Well, Topher Grace, the one of the leads from That 70s Show, he actually in high school, or I don't know if it was high school for him or a little bit later on in college, but he took the prequels and edited them down into one movie that's considered better than the prequels, and it actually makes sense. Like what he did was he took, it has a higher IMDb rating than the prequels. What he did was he took out all the extra love interest stuff between Anakin and everyone, and focused on Anakin's descent into the dark side, and that's the focus of the movie. It runs 2 hours long, and it gets all the story through without all the extra stuff. There's only like 2 minutes of Jar Jar Binks screen time, and it has a higher IMDb rating. I had to look it up to make sure it was a higher IMDb rating, but I'll link to a source for that movie. For that edit.
That is hilarious.
And actually, while we're on the subject of controversies, I want to bring this up real quick. Apparently, there's a lot of controversy that there's a black stormtrooper. A lot of people on both sides are pro and against it. Guys, it's just a trailer. We have no clue what that character is about. Calm down.
True.
Also, we should bring up the fact I'm a seasoned Star Wars nerd here. The stormtroopers were originally clone troopers.
Right, of Jango Fett.
Jango Fett. Those guys were darkish, but who cares? The Emperor wasn't racist. He was humanist. He hated aliens. He didn't hate other people, anyway.
Also, it's important to note that if I recall correctly, Luke Skywalker was going to join the Empire, learn to fly, and then branch off and go join the rebellion, right? So he was going to use the training capabilities and then leave, as his other friends did before him. As such, goes to show that the Empire was not afraid of recruiting people off of Tatooine. So this very well could have been just a recruit that was getting ready, whatever. That was just joining the Empire to earn his stripes.
Or let's also remember the very first episode ever, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker got into stormtrooper outfits in disguise. This could be a Jedi in disguise. Again, we have no clue about this character, so calm down on the whole race issue.
Agreed. In any case, the Star Wars tangent, that's always fun. We'll probably go on a lot more of those throughout the life of this show.
And if we can find them, we'll put the links at the bottom of the screen.
What were we talking about? Lasers?
We were talking about lasers.
The train lasers.
Train lasers.
James Bond.
James Bond
kind of ending for a villain. I would like that. That's a good use for a train laser. I think a good use would be a cattle catcher. Cow catcher.
Yeah, that's what we thought it was whenever we first saw the thing. I looked at Christian, I'm like, does that mean a cow catcher made out of lasers? But
I don't know. But
what I can picture is there's a cow on the tracks, right? And then you have this laser thing that slices it up into steak-sized pieces, and then there's a bucket under it, that flips it straight up in the air, a spatula-looking thing, and then whoop, and it just flips it right into the lunch car. I mean, that's instant steaks on a train. What's more awesome than that?
Definitely not snakes on a train.
Also, we will be accepting fan art of any of these ideas.
Agreed. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If anyone's an artist out there.
Lots of artists out there. Let's see.
Anyhow, that's it for Manly News and our Manly Tangent. We're going to go with funny stories from this week. Things that just happened to us that we found kind of interesting. So, my wife and I had this little baby scare. She's 7 months pregnant, and we thought she might be having the baby early because she was feeling some contraction stuff. So we ended up down at McGee Women's Hospital here in Pittsburgh, and so we got a visit from the people in the NICU. I can't remember exactly what that stands for. It's Natal Intensive Care Unit, I think.
NICU.
But it's for premature babies, and these people came in and they were very nice, and they talked to us about all the things that could happen. And I just thought it was really funny because they were talking to us like we were third graders. They were like, yeah, so the baby's lungs are really slightly underdeveloped when they come out that early, so we're going to make sure they have air. I was like, that's great. Is there anything else you're going to do? She's like, yeah, their brain is also maybe a little squishy still. So we're going to make sure that their necks don't move around and things I'm like, I know these things. And it just went to show for me, I don't consider myself an extremely intelligent man. But I do consider myself to be somewhat intelligent, especially after this, because it made me realize that these people have to talk to people like third graders. Because, they had that one couple in there like, wait, the baby has lungs? I thought they were still like gills or something. I thought you just kept them in a tank. Like, no, that doesn't happen.
I know babies come from storks, so why are we here?
Exactly. Like, stuff like that. It's ridiculous. I thought that was just kind of funny that they were talking to us like we didn't have a clue about what we were having.
I feel like that happens a lot.
It probably does happen a lot.
Yeah. I know, I have to do it, so, every day. Oh yeah, by the way, you used a really big word in that report you wrote. You should probably dumb it down. Pretend like you're writing to third graders. I've heard that many times.
Yeah, you do have to do that. And, in any case, that's my fun story. People are weird.
Kind of running off that little story there, actually. I remember getting a call from my man Jack, and he was talking about just, we might have to wait another day, and, of course, he was totally worth it, take care of your wife and your baby, 100%. He was talking to me, though, and I'm the kind of guy that says, I think of a doctor, honestly, like a used car repairman. So, let's go to Monroe Muffler and Brakes and take it to the doctor. They're gonna tell you everything that could be wrong with it. Have you spent a ton of money, and then be like, well, you could have taken a Tylenol. By the way, it's $79 in this hospital. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm a little biased perspective. I don't really go to the doctor, which might not be a good thing, but then again, I don't know. I have friends that are nurses, so if anything happens...
We're all going to die someday anyway. It doesn't matter.
We just consumed a massive amount of bacon. Well, at least I did. My plate's empty, so... We'll
get to more of that later.
More of that later. So, on to my fun story, though, for the week. I recently started taking the Port Authority Transit, in our glorious Pittsburgh. And just as a fun note, during this whole time, it has been raining. Like, this whole week, it's just been cold, rainy December. Pittsburgh. Anyway, so I'm waiting for my bus, and it has a running time at 5, 5:20, and 5:50. So, okay, it's going to come every 20, 30 minutes downtown. Nope. That doesn't happen. So, for all you other people that understand my pain, the bus comes once between 5 and 6:30, and it might not wait for you. In fact, it might pull up to your bus stop. You might knock on the door, because there's only 10 people on that bus. The driver looks at you, shakes his head like, no, you're not getting on, buddy, and then goes right through the green light. So twice in a week, and I'm willing to wait a little bit, like maybe there's another bus behind you, but when you have to wait another 40 minutes, my goodness, for a bus. So now, instead of getting home around 6 o'clock like I used to, I get home around 7. Wow, a long day, waiting in the rain for a bus with a man that just shakes his head and says, nope, you're not coming on here, buddy. Anyway, not necessarily like the best story, but take it in stride. You get on the bus. Plus, we run into some fun characters. It's fun.
Do you feel better now?
I do feel a little better now.
Getting that out of your
Getting
system.
out of my system,
Excellent. I think we have a story from Jefferson here.
And before I go into that, I have a story a lot like yours, actually, because I ride the buses to school and everything downtown.
Right.
The one day I was coming home, and my bus is actually always packed. Like, there's always its only standing room, because it goes through not only Oakland, but Squirrel Hill and all that with all the other college students.
Nice.
So the one day, I'm sitting on the front of the bus, and it's getting to be full. People are starting to stand. And this older lady comes on. So, of course, I get up and give her my seat, and I'm standing there. And then more and more people get on. It's, like, packed at this point. So I'm standing up by the front with all the people that just got on. Meanwhile, I've been on for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and the bus gets too full. There's a certain weight limit where they won't move the bus unless people get off. So he's handing people transfers, which is a little slip of paper that you give to the next bus driver saying, I've already paid, I can ride this bus again without paying. And he's making all the people that are standing, because obviously those are the people that just got on, get off. So I've already been on the bus for a few stops before it was full, and I have to get off. Mm-hmm. But there were so many people rushing off that I didn't get my transfer. So not only did I have to get off because it looked like I had just got on, because out of the niceness of my heart, I let this little old lady sit down, but I didn't get my transfer, so I had to pay twice for a bus. So that's my bus story.
Yeah,
fun times.
I guess buses stories aren't really fun, are they?
No, they suck. We should stay away from those.
We'll stay away from bus stories.
No more bus stories.
No more bus stories.
There are some good bus stories. I feel that you have to be in the right mood, and if you also have to like to people watch. Because if you're in the mood to people watch, you can get some prime cut candidates on the bus to watch. And I'll definitely share some of those when they come to me.
That is true. Anyway, Jefferson's actual story.
So I work at a deli in a Giant Eagle, and I've been there for about 2-3 months, so I'm still pretty new, but they've basically accepted me as just one of the guys that work there. Yeah, but they haven't noticed that I'm a guy yet. But no, and we just got a new guy who just started last week, and as with any job, the older people always mess with the new people, so I was happy that there was someone new that they were going to mess with instead of me. And one of the older ladies that worked there actually just left. Well, her last day was about 2 weeks ago, and it was coincidentally the new guy's first day. So it was me, her, and the new guy for 4 hours until close. And we quickly learned that the new guy is, to put it lightly, a little bit annoying. Like and we can't really blame him. It's a new job. He's excited to work. He hasn't gotten that this job is really boring. You're going to be bored. Calm down. Which
Not at that moment yet.
Yeah, it'll take a while. He's starting to get it now. After 2 weeks, he's starting to get it. So he's bouncing off the walls, talking about this and that, asking stuff that he's already asked before, just generally annoying us. And this lady, for reference, has worked there for 13 years. Wow. So she's been in this deli for 13 years. She knows it like the back of her hand. And she's like, she pulls me aside and she's like, we need to do something about him. We cannot do this for 4 hours. So in our cooler, where we keep all the unsliced deli meat before it goes in the case, we have all the stuff in boxes. And it normally comes 2 things to a box. So if you bring one thing out to slice, you don't keep that second thing in the box. You take it out of the box, set it there, and throw the box away. So we have about half of our stock is sitting outside of boxes. And that's fine. We don't do anything special about that. Well, we were bored and annoyed by this guy. So we hand him a sheet of paper and a pencil. And our cooler is kept at 30 degrees, a little bit below freezing. And we're like, so there's something that we forgot to tell you that you have to do, because we were training him. There's something we forgot to tell you that we do whenever we're not busy that needs done, that we don't always get done, which we should get done more. And if you go into the cooler, you'll see a bunch of things not in boxes. Well, that messes up our inventory. So we have to take inventory of all the stuff not in boxes. So we had this poor guy standing back there for about 20-25 minutes just counting stuff not in boxes. And then the older lady that's there, they're like, now what are we going to do with this paper? Because you told him to leave it where the manager will see it. And he left it on our manager's little podium thing, just sitting there. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm the janitor tonight. And janitor's the person we stay 15 minutes after and mop all the floors and stuff. I'll just throw it away after. So not only did this guy spend 15-20 minutes standing in a cooler counting stuff not in boxes for no reason, but then we threw all his work away.
Well then, pranks.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, it reminds me, I'm repeating this story, I found it online, but a manager was messing with a new guy at a Mexican restaurant, and he was complaining to the new guy saying, I ordered the wrong rice. I ordered all this long grain rice, and then came back an hour later to find the guy chopping all the rice in half.
Oh, that's brutal.
That's genius.
Anyway, those are some fun stories we had this week. Hopefully we'll have more goofy stuff happen to us.
Absolutely.
And in some people's cases, do goofy things to people.
Mm-hmm.
Pranks. Again, he's younger than us. Green Giant and I had an idea for a prank once in college. We were going to take our friend who we thought was really, really drunk. We thought he was drunk. We thought he was passed out. Turns out I think he was just regular sleeping. But we were going to take he was a small dude. We were going to take him on his mattress. It was like us and 3 other guys maybe. Mm-hmm. We were going to take his mattress and carry it out to the curb and just leave him there. Mm-hmm. Someone had said in the middle of the street, but the smarter heads prevailed, and we're like, well, we're not going to do that. But dang it, Kyle, you woke up.
He did.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He was like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're shut up, go back to sleep. We're taking you outside.
Back to bed. You know, I did hear one other great one about back in college, W&J. We have this intermail system, so we students can mail things through it, and whatever, everything comes through there. So what we did was we actually took one of our fraternity brothers' beds apart, and most of his furniture apart in his room. And we actually mailed it piece by piece, paid for postage and everything through intercampus mail. So throughout the week, he actually received various parts of his room back. So he goes to his room, and there's nothing in there with the exception of his books. We weren't cruel. But, and he just throughout the week was able to rebuild his room.
Fantastic.
It was pretty funny.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to switch gears and go into our manly advice for the holidays.
Boom.
We have one simple thing that you guys should follow.
Right.
And this is brought to you courtesy of Jack the Ripped, who brought us Trader Joe's bacon.
Bacon!
And we're eating it right
Bacon!
now. It's wonderful.
Bacon.
Add bacon to everything.
Everything.
Everything. You got...
Bacon is the elixir of life.
Say that again, please.
Bacon is the elixir of life. It brings happiness and joy to all who receive it.
Indeed it
And
does.
unlike the fabled elixir life, this one will actually make sure that your miserable life on this one will be shorter, and therefore you get on to the better one.
I love it. Who wants to be here very long anyway? That's my good friend, Jack the Ripped. Been friends for a very, very long time. He told me one day that, he's like, dude, if I ever get to be 80... you're going to see me doing stupid things a lot more often, like going rock climbing without a rope and riding a motorcycle ridiculously fast. It's like, who wants to be here 90 years anyway? I don't know.
One more thing. If Chuck Norris ever had a weakness, it was bacon.
Bacon, ooh, bad weakness for Chuck Norris would be bacon-covered Bruce Lee. Anyhow, add bacon to anything and everything. If you've got cookies, bacon cookies.
Bacon cookies. If you've got milk, bacon milk.
Got eggnog, bacon nog.
If you got a fruitcake, throw out the fruitcake. You need bacon.
Make a bacon cake.
Bacon cake. Yep.
At some point, we did have this idea. What if we let a fruitcake get stale,
Right.
and filled up a shotgun shell with it? Could you kill a deer with
With the fruitcake.
with a fruitcake shot out of a shotgun?
Because we all know, you're sitting around the holidays, no one wants to eat that gross, nasty fruitcake.
not.
And guys, we're utilitarian. We like to use things and make them useful. So how do we use a stale rock-like fruitcake?
Yeah.
Home defense.
Naturally.
Home defense and or hunting. I think we're going to be doing at some point in the future manly science, where we're going to experiment with some of these things. So look for that in the future. Anyhow, add bacon to everything.
Yep.
Do you guys have anything else to say before we end this?
No, looking
Nope.
like we're pretty clear. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good. So we're just going to go switch gears again and do the little cheesy, encouraging part that
No, it ain't cheesy, it's
always have to do. It's
necessary. Every
necessary.
time.
Okay, fine.
Every
time.
time. We got to encourage.
Manly encouragements.
Darn right.
Hey, with a lot of people out there, this culture has been kind of fatherless.
Mm-hmm.
We see a lot of people that their dads have left or their dads don't care about them. Families kind of erode a little bit. I feel like we need a father-like figure in our lives. So for men, I would encourage all of y'all to spend some time with your family, with your friends. You know, don't be a shut-in like me, and just go out there, have some fun, spend some time with your kids. I'm the only one who has a pregnant wife in here right now, or a wife at all. But at some point, all of us, I think we all want kids, and I think that every one of us here realizes that that's important, and we can't wait. I can't wait to play with my daughter and over the holidays. And we talked last week about my cousin's kids. That I love doing that. So I would say get out there, spend some time with your friends and family, be a dad to your kids, be a brother to your brothers and sisters, be a son to your parents. You know, just be all those things.
That's right.
And a father figure does not have to be a father.
Does not. Good point.
Like, if you have a little cousin, little brother whose father isn't necessarily around or isn't around enough, you spending time with them could mean the world to them. You don't even know.
Amen to that, bro.
It's very true. And remember that during this holidays, spending time with family and friends is very important. And remember Jesus. Remember to bring God into it too. I mean, we have the holidays we have right now are very Hallmark driven. So everything's going to be about the cards and the presents and whatnot. But don't forget to add a little Jesus into your holidays.
Amen to that too. All right, guys. This is Jack Lumber,
Green Giant,
Jefferson Stillflex.
Jack the Ripped.
and we are the Man Panel. We will be seeing you guys later. Thanks for
Peace.
listening.
Man Panel out.